there's been some elevated UFO activity in the area, and I think it's about time we investigate. Hi, I'm from Department of UFO Services. I'm gonna need you to fill out some forms for me. You may be wondering, what do green little guys have to do with the mess in my living room? I'll tell you about it. In this context, UFO stands for unfinished object. Artists and crafters all over the world have settled on this little abbreviation because it's right there and it's great, but it's more like unfinished project. UFP is a lot less fun. It's sort of like when you start something and then your motivation disappears or is abducted, before you have the care or time to finish it. Let's take it over to you, Laura, from Friday night.
What do you mean, take it over to Friday night, Laura? I'm absolutely not doing anything tonight.
Okay, never mind.
Take it over Saturday morning, Laura? Oh God.
Yeah, yep. Can one of you guys do something? Because there's like a lot of work to do and I need some forms filled out, so. Hi! Oh, you took your meds. I see that. That's great. That's an awesome start to the day. Next thing, you need coffee. Oh, there it is! Great, awesome! You got this. Matt, if you could tell us about these forms, let's let Laura get going.
Today, Laura will be logging her projects to either discard or shelve with the unfinished projects release form. This form was designed by an artist named April Soderman. Sorry if I mispronounced that name. April is an artist and designer who makes public art installations and is currently developing a working artist board game. But full disclosure, I redesigned the form for this video quick as we wanted to film this weekend and shipping takes longer than this weekend. That said, we bought an actual pad of the form from April's website arriving later. It is also higher quality. It's one of those two-part carbonless forms that they use at like dry cleaners and diners that refuse to go digital. It's so easy to swipe art from the internet in 2025, but just please don't. That's gross. Compensate people for their work.
Past Laura, how are you doing? I'm doing all right. I'm just doing stuff. I'm doing stuff and I'm moving it all around, okay? That's the first step. I'm gonna try to clear some of this out so that we can maybe use this space to visually be able to see what we can just grab and work on. I have a lot more to do.
So the form's intent is to provide a little bit of closure and permission to let go of something you worked on.
I'm realizing I might not be very successful in the release part of the release form.
Yeah, we assumed. This form goes over the name of the project, a brief description of it, when it started, and what date you're letting go or shelving it. You also detail how far you got and your reasons for dropping the project, what you learned you get to mark down, and you sign an agreement that gives yourself permission to let this go without guilt or shame.
Okay, so yes, this is only just the very beginning of the sewing stuff. Just projects that were already in this room, not projects in the basement. All right, this is where we've started and gotten to. This is a pair of pants, robe, swimwear, cat beds, sorting, orange shirt that you've heard about, a linen dress that you haven't heard about, this shirt that you have seen, and my nephew's vest. So this has a deadline. There's a lot of stuff, so I need to start putting stuff away. I have my first two items for the chopping block. I already made some notes. First up, Mary's robe. Brief description, comfy robe using soft sheets and contrast trim. I started this in 2023. It was supposed to be a Christmas present for my sister-in-law, but the reason I am shelving this is because the moment has passed. External factors and obligations. This is gonna become the priority. This robe has been staring at me over here on this shelf for literal years now. Yeah, don't remember anything about the row pattern. Great, cool. How far did I get on this? Okay, so the vision was...
I'm gonna cut you off right there. You're about to say a lot of stuff about a project you're not gonna do.
I got Mary's robe all self-contained.
That's much better. That went on for like 7 or 8 minutes.
Thank you for your input. Self-contained, so that was the goal. Shuffled all the other fabric from it off, so this is that. Ta-da! My next order of business is bikini bottoms and blue top. Bonk. Here, I'll read my little slip first. They both were started in attempts to master knitwear. Reasons for dropping: it's not fun anymore. The moment has passed. Outside my current ability and fit. Knitwear is very tricky and will keep scraps. For now. I'm gonna keep the pattern pieces. Let's see. Bottom. I tried so hard to make a swimsuit. Look at all these pattern pieces. What is all? Okay, this could probably be paper scrap. It was gonna be so cute. So I might still try to make this functional. I'm gonna try this on and decide if there's something I can do about it. We got, there's just a lot going on, okay? There's a lot going on.
I'm gonna let you let off a little steam and then we'll come back later, okay?
What is all of this? What is all of this? Ugh! I'm just gonna let it go. Okay, I started this knitwear top. Actually, I got it most of the way done. It just ended up entirely too short. Just entirely too short. This bucket is now going to be stretch scrap. Okay, so this is gonna be scraps. Scraps.
This bin is just becoming the exact same bin it was before. No, I'm gonna put the scraps
And failures in here, and then the actual yardage, oh my god, somewhere else. Pippin. Thank you for the encouragement, Pippi. No, okay, don't shut down. You got this. Okay. Why is this so hard?
We have a new form. Okay. I'm bummed about this one, but it needs to happen. It's not a project. It's a ton of vintage clothing. It's moldy vintage clothing that I was storing in these plastic tote things. And I didn't realize that this part of one of these was on the ground in the basement that floods every time it rains. There's a couple things I'm throwing through the wash just to see if I could keep some of it. But these are old, not even that old. These are bridesmaids dresses I've worn. And at one point I had 40 or 50 vintage dresses. I've kept some because I thought I could maybe draft a pattern from this and da-da-da-da-da, but a lot of this stuff is no longer worth saving. There's even a couple sewing projects I had in here. This was a dress my mom helped me make for my golden birthday. It's all moldy now, so it kind of takes the pressure off me deciding whether or not to keep it. Date started about 15 years ago. Date let go, June 2025. It's gross. Let me sign this really quick. And all that is going in the trash. I thought now that I've done a little bit more and have a little bit more of a clear head, I still am gonna keep this bikini top and the scraps because I do want to try to turn the top into like a sports bra situation. This is gonna go in the donate pile along with the yarn. So I'm starting a materials donation and I hope to fill this and a few more bags this size to get donated to the craft thrift store. This is also just gonna go into fabric waste. Doesn't matter that it's contained. Some more things that are self-contained that were projects I started for kids' clothes, and I'm gonna do the same. I'm gonna pull everything out and I'm gonna put the patterns away and decide what to do with the fabric. I'm gonna ask Matt what he wants with this. It was a button-up shirt that he thought fit really well, but he didn't like this pattern. So he let me take it apart to study it, and I was gonna clone him a new fabric with some other fabric. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 started projects that are moving on to their next life as stuffing or sadly has to go in the trash. Doing much better. And I think I'll have to continue this throughout the week and really get some stuff moving because I think it's good for me to confront all this stuff. So here's another project for the chopping block. It was supposed to be a black knitted throw blanket. I started it in like 2019, sometime back when Matt and I first started dating. I'm letting it go. I'm not shelving it. It's been shelved for about 5 years. The progress bar, highly accurate, as you're about to see. Reasons I'm stopping, it's not fun and the moment has passed. But I've known that for 5 years. I learned that I can knit. I don't love to knit. This is all the yarn I had bought for it. I bought it on eBay. I think I might donate this to Partial Arts, or it's what was it called? Reclaim something. This is how far I got. The pattern was pretty easy. Hard to see because it's black. Still haven't decided what I'm doing with all the waste materials I find. That's a whole different mental hurdle. This is going to a donate pile. This is going to a waste pile. All right, this is where I got today. This is a bag with a winter coat project that I started years ago in. And I'm not gonna work on it in the summer. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. This was my scrap bin. I actually relinquished a bunch of projects. Scrap fabric, space wasters, some workbooks that I want to put down with other stuff. That's all gonna go downstairs. That's a Pippi. I got the kids' clothes basket. I got some scrap stuff. You're taking over from here, Roswell, Laura. I'm sleepy.
Oh, I only have this room for like 45 minutes, so.
I was going to not go to the gas station because my hair looks like this, but I really wanted ice cream. And I was like, someone's gonna say something about this. Went to the gas station. There was a person in there. He didn't say anything. Cashier, she didn't say anything. On my way back, a girl yelled at me, "Your hat looks stupid." And I said, okay, I'm gonna eat ice cream and go to bed. And then you get to deal with the rest of this. Ta-ta. It's paper, your new best friend. Do you like the tissue paper?
Wow, what did we learn today? Everything is hard. Oh, I had written down, everything is a work in progress. If you saw new projects or piles of interesting stuff in this week's video that you want to give me a little nudge to work on, I am more than happy to accept the motivation. Sometimes you just need someone else to tell you to do it. And then when that someone else is your husband, it makes you want to do it even less. So I'd appreciate it coming from strangers on the internet. In all seriousness, I have a lot of stuff, I'm realizing, which I realize every single day. And I'm just trying to work through it and get myself to a point where the stuff is the good stuff and not the bad stuff that makes me stressed. So if you have any tips on trying to get out of your head, I would gladly take them. Bye. Do we have a Pippi sighting? Pippi, how do you feel about Roswell, New Mexico?